So what about the good black woman? Um, this chick sent me a message, and I always get these long messages too. You know, they never post on the video that they're talking about, so I have a hard time, you know, looking back and referencing the video they're talking about. But anyway, she comes on my, she sends me a message talking about what about the good black woman. You know, she talked about how when she first, got into my videos, she said that, I had a lot of positive things to say, but I kind of deviated, you know, as I got more videos under my belt. Um, and I have three things. Like, I have three issues with the good black woman. The first issue is the exact amount, right? If you talk to a black male, there's not so many quality black females, and if you talk to a black female, there's an overabundance of quality black females. And there's an issue because it comes down to definition. Whose definition are you going by? The women want the men to adopt their standard of quality, right? If the women say that, a woman can be X, Y, and Z and still be quality, they want the men to agree with it, and it doesn't work that way. You can't mandate how I view you, just like the men, right? If I don't have a job, and I feel like I'm quality, are the women really gonna think that I'm quality? No. End the story. I can't, dictate my value and force black women to like it. I just can't. So that's my first problem. So we don't know. There's no real way to know what's the number, and is it significant, right? Is it 8%? Is it 2%? I tend to think that it's a whole lot lower. And I'm not the type of dude that's gonna look for a needle in a haystack, right? That's just not my swag. Life is too short, you know what I mean, to search for a needle in a haystack, and I'm not gonna do it, right? And there's a big difference. If 8 out of every 100 black women were quality, that's a different feeling. But if there's only like 3 or 4 out of 100, right? Can you really fault black men or any men for trying to stick around for those odds? A 4% chance or a 2% chance? No. So I tend to believe that, there's less quality, personally. Second issue, what are these what are these quote unquote quality black women? What are they doing to protect their name? Right? Black men are fighting tooth and nail not to get mixed up with undesirable black men. That's why we have this YouTube thing. That's why I'm even doing this video. Because I'm trying to speak for all the dudes who do have it together. And I'm trying to just have a forum where, people who do have it together can sit and talk and share their ideas. Right? But what are black women doing to protect their name? Nothing. I love how when I was in college, I'd have my homegirl and she was cool and we got along, but her friends would be bullshit, and I would tell them to their face, like, listen, I don't like your friends, don't bring them to my apartment, or I'm not kicking it with y'all, I don't like your homegirls. And they got mad when I had to tell the truth why they weren't being approached or why they weren't getting hollered at, because they didn't really like their friends. Your friends are hoes. Yes, I know you're not, but what do you expect the men to think? So what are you guys doing to protect your image? It's not enough to say that you're a Delta. It's not enough to say that you're an AKA. Because quite frankly, half them chicks, anyways, are undesirable, right? They get around. It is what it is. At least in my experience. So it doesn't matter what sorority or group you belong to. Y'all not doing enough to protect your name. You're not taking a stand. You're not casting out other black women. You guys want to form this sisterhood, right? And start bitching and complaining when the men go after the chicks who you're protecting. Never made sense. Y'all not doing enough to protect your name. Third issue, a final issue, where are we going to meet? There's no forum, right? I don't live I don't live in the East Coast, DC area, where I can go to a Starbucks and there's black people there. Or in Atlanta where there's pockets, there's black community pockets. We don't have that in Southern California, right? There's no special place that I can go to where I know that the majority of people around me are proactive. We don't have that. The best that we have out here is a lot of Hollywood black women. Because their weaves are nice and, their makeup is nice. They deem themselves to be quality. That's what we have out here. You can't have a conversation with them because they have nothing to say other than that they're cute and they're pretty and they like nice cars. That's about it. So even in Southern California, because this is pretty much all I know, there's no forum other than referral. Other than, if my boy introduces me or my homegirl introduces me to somebody new, or I just run into her by chance. But that doesn't happen. It's like I said before, black women only get out when they're going to work, going to class, or going to the club. You don't see them anywhere else. You don't bump into them at the grocery store. You don't see them, living life outside of those three realms. It is what it is. So yes, I do acknowledge that there are good black women out there. I'm not trying to say that there's not. But the probability of running into one is low because of the three reasons that I just discussed. So tell me how you feel.